What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today, you guys, with a brand new review for The Real Housewives of Orange County, you guys. Season number 18, episode number, what number is this? Oh, number 4. This episode is titled Not My Cup of Tea. Now, before we go ahead and jump into it, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date, having me pay for it at the end of it, and subscribe, having me pay for it, guys. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and also by sharing the video. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's get into this episode of Orange County, shall we? And my bad for being late. Work, you know, going a little late right now, but it is what it is. What's up, Miss AKA 1908? How are you doing on this wonderful Friday? All right, you guys. So this episode, let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Let me know what you guys will rate this episode. For me, I'm liking this season of OC. I am truly, when I say I am truly loving Katie, baby, I'm loving me some Katie. Katie is giving me what I need this season because she is coming for Heather, and I like it, right? So I guess we'll start up with Heather in this particular episode because I don't know where else I want to put Heather in this episode. So yeah, let's go ahead and get Miss Fancy Pants on the screen. Where is Fancy Pants? There she is. So Heather in this episode. Oh, I got some opinions about Heather. So this scene with her and Terry, I'm just kind of confused. Why is you know what? I'm kind of seeing what Heather's trying to do. Heather doesn't live in Orange County anymore. She lives up in Beverly Hills, and she's friends with Cynthia, who we'll be talk about in this episode. Cynthia Bailey from Atlanta Housewives. She is friends with Sutton. She is Garth. She knows the girls in Beverly Hills. So I'm wondering if she's trying to make a transition from OC to Beverly Hills. Miss AKA says, "I like Katie. I just don't want her to come in too hot." I agree. I don't think that Katie is coming in too hot though. What I think it is, and we'll talk about her in just a minute. I think it's that messy ass Tamra. Like Tamra, I'll talk about Tamra when I get to Tamra in just a little bit. But we see Heather and Terry talking about where they're gonna live, and I'm just like, it looked like you're trying to get your way out of this show and move on over to Beverly Hills because that's all I got. So she was talking about the fact that Terry had a stroke, and one of the kids googled the signs and realized that he was having a stroke. I'm glad that Terry is okay. But I didn't get anything from Heather's scene other than the fact that it just, to me, Heather is really trying to transition herself from an Orange County housewife to a Beverly Hills housewife. Would I like to see Heather on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Not really. Not really. But let me know what you guys think. And that's really all we got with Heather. Ms. AKA says bingo. I guess it's about Tamra. But like I said, we'll get to Tamra. We're gonna talk about Tammy Sue in just a minute. Actually, we're gonna go ahead and should I go ahead and talk about Tammy Sue? Nah, let's hold off on Tammy Sue real quick and let's move over to my girl Shannon Bedore. My Shannon, my poor Shannon, my poor Shannon. Oh my God, I feel so bad for Shannon. So Shannon had Vicky over to her home. Speaking of which, Vicky, Vicky Gunvalson, girl, you got a lawsuit on your hand. You have a lawsuit. So I'm gonna read this report to you guys. Vicky Gunvalson sued for financial elder abuse by a 74-year-old woman. It says America's favorite insurance saleswoman has some legal trouble on her hands. Court records show that Vicky Gunvalson is facing a shocking lawsuit from a 74-year-old woman claiming to be the victim of financial elder abuse. Ever since we met Vicky on OC, she has proudly boasted about her financial service and life insurance business. And she did it in this episode, talked about she has enough money to retire, but what would she do? I was just like, "Ooh, Vicky, girl, this ain't finna help you." So, In Touch magazine got their hands on the court documents, which shows that a woman named Diane Field sued Vicky, Allianz Life Insurance Company, Kodo Insurance and Financial Services, and another investment company. Diane filed the suit back in May, but the details are just now coming to the surface. It says, according to Diane, she and her husband, Gary Fields, had a $6 million fortune, primarily held in stock market investments. Her husband managed the finances for most of their marriage, but when his health took a downturn, Diane took control. In 2019, Diane met Vicky and her partner Ali, I think that's how you pronounce this, to seek investment advice. Vicky agreed and started offering solutions that would lower her tax income and increase future or potential financial capital for her children. Allegedly, Vicky started suggesting annuities to Diane, but she wasn't interested. Diane told her she preferred the stock market because that's what she understood. Vicky acknowledged her request and looped in Kodo partner named Ali. He was supposed to help Diane make the best financial decisions and manage her accounts. Vicky and Ali eventually persuaded Diane to invest in Allianz annuities. That's when things went left, according to the lawsuit. Ali and Vicky employed fraudulent sales tactics to convince Diane to start transferring money into Allianz annuities. They also convinced her to buy a life insurance policy, but Diane didn't know it would cost her $300,000 annually. Meanwhile, her husband's health was severely deteriorating. Looking back, Diane thinks the anguish and trauma was enduring. I'm gonna read that again. Looking back, Diane thinks the anguish and trauma she was enduring at the time contributed to her letting her put herself, letting her put her trust in Vicky and Ali, as they seemed so sincere and appeared to be working for Diane's best interest. The suit claimed. Vicky. Girl, you thought Brooks was a problem for you. This is another problem for you. Miss AKA says Heather Tamra can definitely go Angie's Jokes. Yep. Damn Vic is Jen Shaw 2.0. I don't. It's. I think they were just scamming this. I think with them, they were just literally scamming this woman out of her money, and it's sad. It's not. I'm not laughing at that. I'm just. They were just scamming the woman. Vicky's business, her insurance business, that is legit. Jen didn't have no legit businesses. She was just duping people out of their money. But I get what you're saying, Miss AKA. But yeah, it's kind of like Jen. But Vicky girl, I hope you don't have to go to at your big grown age. Because what, Vicky is almost 70 years old, right? Vicky is Vicky is an older woman. Girl, I wouldn't want to spend my later years in life either in prison or paying restitution to nobody. Vicky is 62 years old. Girl, Vicky, you really do need to. Never mind, Vicky. Never mind. But that's that. So so Vicky and Shannon were talking about the Trace Amigas, right? And Vicky is excited about doing the show. Now, when Vicky came in, she was talking about the fact that she has a staph infection and how she has pus coming out of places. I was like, Vicky, too much information. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to know that. But hopefully you got that cleared up. Now, Vicky says in her interview that when it came to the Trace Amigas, Tamra did not tell them that she no longer wanted to be a part of the Trace Amigas, which is not a shock. I don't know why y'all thought that Tamra was y'all's friend. I mean, I wouldn't trust Tamra as far as I can throw her. I really wouldn't trust Tamra I wouldn't trust Tamra for nothing in this world. But it is what it is. Again, I'm just questioning, why do they trust Tamra? Tamra is a friend. I've said this plenty of times before, and I'm going to say it again. Tamra is a friend to nobody, especially on this show. In her real life, Tamra may be a great friend, but on the show, she's not, because Tamra is a snake in the grass. Tamra does what she needs to do. Tamra is a I would compare Tamra to the likes of a charade, a bone carrier, a messy person, right? Because either you like Tamra or you don't like Tamra, and I'm one of those people who I don't see it for Tamra. Period. Point blank. But that's all I got with. Oh, no, 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 that ain't all we got with Shannon. John Jensen, Jesus Jugs. You are a fool if you don't realize that John Jensen is playing you for a fiddle, because this man is gotten an attorney saying that Shannon owes him $75,000. What I would give John Jansen is 75 kicks to the ass. Like, sir, get out of here with that. Mm, mm. Jesus, Jugs, don't you feel stupid? But you probably don't. You probably don't. You probably feel good and smug over there. I don't know why, but you probably feel good and smug over there. But again, I don't understand why. But that's all we got with Shannon in this episode. Let's move on to Jen. Oh my God. Jen. I like you, right? But girl, you are in your 40s. And again, I'm going to ask the question, girl. What are you teaching your kids? Miss AKA says John ain't is. She really ain't. Like, you going to sue her for $75,000? Again, 75 kicks to the ass is what he would get. But Jen, here's the thing, sweetie. You don't, it's like you don't know anything. Certain things should be common sense. And I get it, especially when you have rich kids who mommy and daddy took care of everything. I get that. But even those kids somehow find a way to be self sufficient and independent. You're not. I don't know. What I want for you to do is to stop depending on men to take care of you. That is all I want for Jen, is to stop depending on men to take care of her. Because, like I always say, it's fine to get with. It's fine if you want to be with a man for financial gain. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But be sure that the lifestyle that you're living, if you and that man happen to divorce or separate or whatever, that you can still sustain that lifestyle. Store away a little bit of money here and store away a little bit of money there. So that way you ain't never got to worry about this kind of stuff. Because now we find out that with her yoga studio, with her yoga studio. They are getting sued for that. Now, I kind of got what she was saying. They negotiated a rate pre-COVID, during COVID, that it was lower, but then the new landlords came in and they wanted the money that from COVID that they weren't paying. Which, if I don't know, I'm not a lawyer or anything like that, but couldn't that be in court if you guys got it in writing that you guys negotiated that rate and it was signed on? Couldn't that be something that y'all can bring up in court? I don't know. But Jim, I would, the delusions that the delusional world that you live in, I would love to live in it, because especially with you and Ryan going to Vegas. Now, what? Oh, that's right. It was verbal, but going by Judge Judy, if you say she would go by verbal, but damn, Jen girl, get shit in writing next time. Miss AKA says, I hope she stashed in stash some coins away for a rent. I don't think Jen did. I really truly don't think she did. She can Google half of the stuff. She could. Will she is the problem, is the question, and I don't think she would. God, Jen girl, you again, like I said, it's okay to get with the man, let a man take care of you, but make sure you can sustain that lifestyle. If you're not with him, make sure that you store away some money just for a rainy day. But yeah, I don't think Jen did any of that stuff, and it's really sad. Now, when she said she was going to Vegas, I was like, oh, fudge. I'm trying not to cuss as much, you guys. That's why I said it. I was like, damn, girl, you finna go to freaking Vegas. Please don't post. I was just thinking to myself, please don't post it on social media. Please don't post it on social media. Please don't post it on social media. Because I was like, if you post it on social media, Gina's gonna see it and Gina's gonna have a fit about it. And lo and behold, she did. And I was like, fuck, you posted it. And then Gina brought it up. I was like, oh God. Jen is just I like Jen. I really do. I really do. I truly like Jen, but you know, the lights are on, but nobody's home. That's the best thing I can say about Jen. You guys, let's go ahead and move on to Gina real quick. When it comes to Gina, I'm not really understanding this story. Somebody left it in my comments last week or the week before that they believe that this storyline with Gina is fake so that she could keep her job. I believe it because it doesn't make any sense. So we see Gina as she had Katie over to her new home, right? And so she's talking about Travis and the fact that Travis lives right up the street from her. And I was like, what's the purpose of y'all? Gina, make this make sense. So you and Travis couldn't afford the house y'all lived in, right? Well, okay, y'all couldn't afford to move somewhere, whatever the story is. Y'all couldn't afford to do something, but y'all can afford to live in the same neighborhood with each other. So I'm sure that those homes are around the same price in the same neighborhood. So why can y'all find a bigger house, but that costs that's in your price range? I'm pretty sure you as a realtor could have found a damn house that is in both of y'all's budget. It just makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. But then y'all still in a relationship with each other. Travis, you better than me, my good boy. I would have broke up with Gina because you were there for Gina when she was going through all of that shit with Matt. You were right there with her with this stuff with Matt. I feel like Gina is trying to say that this is the end of the road without saying it's the end of the road with Travis. You guys let me know what you think. Miss AKA says, I feel bad for Travis having to move from house to house. I do too. I do too. I was hearing some stuff about his ex. I need to go do some deeper digging into that situation. Exactly. Watching her cry mascara running down her face. Like, I'm so tired of Gina. I am so tired of Gina. Honey's, you know what? I ain't gonna go too deep on Gina. Now, Katie came, like I said, Katie showed her these dresses because Katie's gonna have an event in this episode. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Katie showed Gina the dresses. I had to agree with Gina. Them dresses weren't that cute, but hey, it's a free gift. You don't what they say. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. I mean, not in the mouth. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. My bad. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Right. So yeah. Now we find out from Katie that she's friends with Cynthia Bailey from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, right? And she says that Heather is basically trying to get her, get her way into the Beverly Hills circle, right? Because she's friends with Sutton, she's friends with Crystal, she's friends with Cynthia. So she says that Cynthia told her that Heather came up to her and asked her, "Well, how do you know Katie, right?" I believe Katie. I believe Katie. And I'm gonna tell you guys why I believe Katie. One, I don't see Cynthia making nothing like that up because that's too stupid to make up. Number two, this scene earlier in the episode with Katie that we saw a flashback scene where Katie was out with Shannon and Gina and Heather, right? when they were talking about the photo on Instagram where she tagged her. When you tag somebody on a photo on Instagram or any kind of social media, you yes, you can type out a letter and it'll pull up a group of people that you follow, but then you have to scroll through them to actually find you have to scroll. If you got say you got people whose friends are named Gina. Let's say you got six friends on your Instagram that's named Gina, and you got to go through, you got to scroll and find the correct Gina. Yes, you can click on the wrong one, but I don't believe Heather for no, I don't believe Heather. Miss AKA said, let's go deep. I'm gonna leave Gina and them raggedy ass extensions alone for because my God, I can remember when them extensions were just Matt was with her when them extensions looked like crap. Oh God, I remember them raggedy ass extensions Gina used to wear. That's why that's why Jen said what she said about her. Miss AK says, look at Cynthia being a bone carrier across franchises. I am not mad at it. Cynthia, get your money, girl, because you're a friend of the Housewives on Atlanta. You make a little appearances on Beverly Hills as Sutton's friend. Girl, get your coins. Like, I'm here for it. I am so here for it. I'm here for it. I would have preferred Cynthia last season on Beverly Hills over a solid 8.5, aka Anne Marie. Like I would have preferred. Oh God, thank God we don't have to see that woman ever again on Beverly Hills. Hopefully not in a friend capacity or anything. That woman sucked. But yeah, I believe Katie. Let me know what you guys think. I believe Katie because I think Heather was lying to about. Oh, I have somebody who runs my social media, and she was supposed to be tagging such and such, and she no Heather girl, stop the lies. Just say what it is. I don't know what it is, but just say what it is. Miss AKA says, "Me too. I can't stand 8.5." Oh, thank God we don't have to see her ever again. Oh God, that woman, that woman is an idiot. Period. Point blank. That fool was arguing with a troll account of Crystal. She was arguing with a parody account of Crystal. I hollered because everybody was like, "Girl, you do realize that is not really Crystal. Crystal is not on Twitter, baby." I ain't never laughed as much as I did with that. Now let's go ahead and move on to shoot. Hmm. I'm trying to figure out how we should do this. I'm trying to figure out how we should do this. Should we actually? You know what? We'll include it with Tammy Sue. God, I can't stand Tamra. So let's get Tamra on the screen. Miss AK says, I'm having flashbacks. Oh, I'm trying my hardest not to. So Tamra, we see as here's another prime example of Tamra being a fake ass friend. So Tamra got all the girls together, and here's the thing: I will give her half of a point. Right? They went to a dive bar. I'll give her half a point because she didn't invite Shannon because I don't think Shannon should have went. Right? Because Shannon, as much as I love Shannon, I want Shannon to admit that she has an alcohol problem. I just want that for my girl to admit she got an alcohol problem. So the girls who went to the bar, it was Gina, Emily, Jen, Katie, and Tamara, right? So at one point they're sitting in a booth and they were talking about the fact that Heather hired the paparazzi to go to, I think it was Disney World with her and Terry and take pictures, right? Katie has a friend who is in charge of that stuff, right? So Katie asked her friend, and I think Katie just asked her friend, just being funny, being facetious. I don't think she meant any harm by it. But you have not Heather, but you have Tamra over here, and you have Emily over here, gleeful about this, right? Keep that in mind. They're gleeful about this, and we get to we see them as they dancing on the bar doing the Coyote Ugly thing. I never saw that movie. I never saw that movie. But you see them at Tamra's crib, right? Oh, you right about that. I didn't want to mention I did not want to mention that. I don't like her. Yeah. She doesn't want Shannon around. Shannon is her story. Shannon is absolutely 100% her storyline. Shannon is 100% her storyline because she ain't got nothing else. I didn't want to mention this because I thought it was so trifling and disgusting that Emily's raggedy ass refused. So they went to go pick up they went to go pick up Katie from her house, right? And Emily and Gina had to pee. Gina was respectful. Gina went in the house. Emily's raggedy ass, nasty ass, trifling ass was like, "Oh, I don't want to go in her house because I don't want to have to speak to her husband." So you don't want to have to speak to her husband, but you decide to go in her bushes and pee. Baby, if I was Katie last night, I would have texted that lady and cussed her the fuck out. Like, girl, why would you go in my bushes and pee? You nasty ass. It was a great movie. Okay, I may have to go. I may have to watch it because I've never saw Coyote Ugly. Um, Miss AKC, I used to be like Emily, but she's drinking water after dogs going in. Oh God! But I've always thought that Emily was a little bit nasty, especially with the dogs. I always figured she drank after her dogs, which is really nasty. I don't give a damn what y'all say about a dog's mouth being cleaner than a human's. They lick their own ass, balls, and vagina. No. How is it cleaner than mine? I don't lick myself down there. Anywhere, I don't lick myself. But okay. If y'all want to say that their mouths are cleaner than a humans, then cool. Now, but thank you for mentioning that. I really didn't. I kind of wanted to overlook that, but oh my God. Mm-mm. Ms. AK said, believe me, I love my Coco Chanel, but I never let her kiss me in the mouth. Oh, hell to the yeah. I like my family, my little cousin, she has a dog, her name is Charlie. She knows better. She may try to get she's too big to try to get in my lap, but she'll come lay by me, she'll sit by me, but she knows never come towards the face. Don't ever come toward it. Don't even try it, girl. Love you, but don't come toward, your big cousin's face. Now we see Emily and Tamra. So I guess they're trying to say that Gina has an issue with Emily and Tamra being friends. Girl, it's a fake friendship. Don't go too deep into it. Don't go too deep into it. Oh, you right about that. She definitely knows her boundaries. Charlie knows her boundaries. She knows better. She knows she is she is black. Her family is black, and we don't play that. Mm-mm. She knows better. But here's my thing with Tamra, right? So Tamra is sitting here so gleeful about the fact that Heather called the paparazzi. I get it. She went off on you in Emily last season. I get it. You feel how you feel, right? But you're fake as hell too. S- And we finna go ahead and get into how fake Tamra really is. We finna get into it. You know what? I can't wait for the reunion because I want them to, but they see this with Tamara every season that she's fake. But I can't wait to get to the reunion because I want them. I can't wait for Andy to ask the questions because I'm going to ask this question of Tamara, like, why be fake? You sitting here trying to pretend like you so concerned about Heather, but then at your house with Emily, you're so gleeful about it. Oh, I can't wait for Andy to ask some questions for this season's reunion because that's gonna be the question that I ask of Tammy Sue. Can't stand her. Now let's get to Katie. So again, I like Katie. I think Katie is 100% a great addition to this show. She's a young, fresh vibe. So I'm feeling it. I feel like Katie is going to give us what a lot of us wanted from Crystal over on Beverly Hills. Granted, I loved Crystal. I liked Crystal, but Crystal kind of felt flat for me a little bit. So I'm hoping that Katie is going to give us what Crystal kind of gave us in the beginning, but then she kind of fizzled off, right? Because when she said, "Tell me you're not that girl," to Sutton, that was the Crystal that I wanted. And the Crystal that I see on social media, I was like, Crystal, you should have brought this to the show. You should have brought this to the show, Crystal. But it is what it is. Katie, like I said, love Katie, love her husband, love her, family. Think, after reading about her family, it makes sense. So she let her husband know about this golf event, and she said she was gonna call it drinking and driving. I was like, oh, not a good name, especially with Shannon in that room with her. I was like, oops, you put your foot in your mouth, right? So we get to Katie's event. It was a golf event. All the girls show up. It looked like they all sucked, with the exception of Emily, which I was shocked by that. But yeah, Miss AKA says I can't wait until Tamra turns on Emily. I would love to see it. You also said she's cool peep so far. She's a little spicy when she is, and I like it. And I like the fact that she did not back down to Heather Dubrow. So this is why Heather keeps calling her a Noella 1.5. Girl, okay. You mad because she's calling you out on your ish. I get it, right? So Tamra was itching to be messy, right? Because they finished playing the golf game. And so Heather walked over there where Emily and Tamra were, right? So Tamra was like, well, I'm just so concerned. It's something that I have to tell you. I was like, Tamra, you are full of shit. Again, you were gleeful and taking pleasure in knowing that Heather had paid for the paparazzi. So then we have on the flip side, we have Katie talking to Shannon. She's talking to I think Shannon, Gina, the other girls, right? And she was just telling them about the stuff that she's heard from Cynthia. She was telling them about the fact that about the Instagram post and all that stuff, which I believe her. And then she told him about the paparazzi. And so she said she has a friend. She just asked him, did Heather, tip off the paparazzi to where they were? He responded back in the text message what they showed it on the screen. He said yes. And I'm with Katie. Why would he lie? Like, why would the man lie? Miss AK says, oh my God, I forgot about Cheeseburger Noella. Oh, baby, I never forget about Noella because I really wanted Noella to come back for a second season. I was so disappointed that she didn't. Now, I know people talked about Noella being a little cuckoo. Good for TV. Good for TV. And she was, she stayed on top of Heather. So, I think somebody suggested that Katie go and talk to Heather. So she did. And what I will say is, this is why I say I believe Katie, because Heather got so defensive about this. I was like, Mama, if it ain't true, then why are you so defensive? Because baby, she was seeing red. She was just talking over Katie. I was like, girl, Katie is calm. Katie is chill. You the one that's doing the most. So I was like, I believe Katie in this situation. I believe Katie. Gina. Here's my thing with Gina. Gina in this whole entire episode felt the way that Katie told the other girls about this whole paparazzi thing. I was like, Gina, why? Like, that's my thing with Gina. Gina, since she met Heather, what season was that? Whatever season it was that Noella came on, Gina has been kissing Heather's ass since she came on there. And it's like, girl, have a backbone. Like, I don't like, oh God, just have a backbone, Gina. Miss AK says, okay, maybe Heather didn't do it, but maybe her team did. That's a possibility. But if her team did it, then she knew about it. And Miss AK also says, a hit dog always hollers. Exactly. But yeah, that's really all we got with this episode, you guys. Overall, this season so far of OC, really good. I'm enjoying every minute of it. But yeah, you guys, let me know what you guys thought about this episode of The Real Housewives of Orange County in the comments section. And I will catch you guys in the next video. I'm about to get off of here and go for a little walk because my lunch break is almost over. And I just want to walk, get out of my apartment and get away from computers for a little bit. But I will catch you guys in the next video. You guys be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, like the video, share the video, and be blessed, you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, you guys. Miss AK says, good episode. Glad I caught a live. I'm glad you caught one too. I am so glad you caught one, and I will catch you guys in the next video. I guess the next videos I need to do, let's get into the blogs, and then we need to do Love After Lockup tonight. So I'll see you guys then. Bye, y'all.